Hi, good day, everyone. This is Latiza Quijada, and we're down here to our next topic, business combinations. When you say business combinations, this is under PFRS 3 and other related standards. We also have the PAS 27 or the separated financial statements, and as well as the PFRS 10 or the consolidated financial statements, right? And when you say business combinations, uh, we have the acquirer, which acquires another entity uh, to gain control. So the acquirer, which refers to the parent company, and the acquiree, and that's what we refer to as the subsidiary. So when you say business combination, it's very common here in the Philippines, and just like what Miss mentioned before, this is common in banks. So we have examples here, the Land Bank, which merged with UCPB. We also have the BPI with Robinsons Bank. And just recently, we also have the Union Bank, which merged with Citibank. And not just with banks, no, but other industries. We have the PLDT with Digital. And our favorite now, Jollibee. Well, what I like about this with Jollibee is that they expand globally to expand their global footprint. So they acquired a US chain burger. We have the Smash Burger. So when you say a parent company, uh, it can acquire multiple subsidiaries. So the common example here, we have the San Miguel Corporation. It used to be just a food and beverage company, but they explored to another industries like acquiring petrol, cement, other properties, power, packaging, infrastructure, right? So just an overview of investments in equity securities. We're down here to the last part of the table. So if an acquirer obtains control, if non-share voting rights no more than 50%, the acquirer now has control over the another entity. Okay? So this is what a consolidated financial statements look like. And we're going to learn that all throughout the topic. And when you say business combination, dili lang ta mag-combine of business, but as well as combining financial statement. Okay? So there's a lot of reasons nganong mag-combine ang business. It could be for growth and expansion. Kung gusto sila nga mudako ilang company without starting from scratch, instead na mag-start sila og line branch or business unit, palit lang sila existing na company or mag-increase ba sila market share. Kung gusto sa company na mas mudaghan nilang customers or mas wide ilang presence sa market, maki-combine sila another company. Especially katong kontra nila sa una. Or common reason pod for cost advantage, mas makatipid jud sila if mag-combine og laing company. Kay usa naman lang ang admin, logistics, or marketing team, so molest jud ang gastos. We also have another reason nila is to access new technology or resources. Kung ang usa ka company kay nay bagong technology or unique na process, mas sayon i-acquire if mag-develop sila kaysa mag-develop sila from scratch, no? So same materials and resources. Another reason is diversification. So para dili lang ang usa ka industry sila mag-depend. So example, ang isa ka food company mopalit sila logistics business para na sila laing source of income. Another is to eliminate competition. So gamay na lang kontra kay ilang magpalit lang competitor. Also for tax advantage. Another is to survive. Or another is strategic reasons lang for long-term strategy, no? Like preparing for globalization, innovation, or new product lines. When you say nature of business combination, no, either ganahan sila magpa-acquire or dili. So when you say we have friendly hostile. So mo ni siya no if the acquiree is willing magpa-acquire ni acquirer. And on the other hand, it is an unfriendly hostile if dili sila willing magpa-acquire. That's why they develop resistance and they have these defensive tactics, no? When you say poison pill, mo na siyang tactic kung gitaganog rights ang existing shareholders na mupalit og additional shares at a discount. So, ang resulta na, madilyot ang share sa acquirer o mas mamahal na noon ang pag-take over. Another here is white knight. So, mangita ang target company o friendly company na willing sila tabangan para ma-rescue sila instead na ma-take over sila sa hostile company. So, sugot na sila nga itinda sila sa white knight. When you say white square merging, same siya, pero diri noon kay paliton sa investor ang minority shares, not just the whole, not lang the whole company. Enough lang para ma-block ang hostile takeover. Another here is the crown jewels or scorched earth. Mo na siya ang ilang ibenta baron or ilahang i-destroy ang valuable asset nila para mawagtang gana ang acquirer. Wala na siya, di mo siya gana mo acquire. And also here there, the green mail, mo niyang gibayran sa target company ang hostile acquirer para i-sell back ang shares nila at a premium. Kuan ba, bribe to go away. Another here, the Pacman Defense, bali. Ang target company na noon ang mo-attempt og acquire sa hostile acquirer. Okay, other examples here, we have the shark repellent, leverage buyouts. Ang madslinging defense there is when kanang ilang i-bash in public ang acquire baron. Example, Xerox company, i-acquire unta ni siya ni HP. Di ba sila ganahan? So, what Xerox did is ilang i-bash ang business strategy ni HP, no? So, wala. In public. Also, we have the defensive accusation. And we have here the 4 types of business combinations. When you say horizontal combination, mo niya ang duha ka companies kay gi-merge and nag-merge sila no which same ra sila industry or same ra sila na naghimo og similar na products or services. Example, we have the 2 fast food chains na nag-merge like Jollibee and Mang Inasal. And next, when you say vertical combination, mo siyang companies nga nagkuyog as laylay ito sila stage sa production process pero related yapon sila. So, example, kaning pen shop, mupalit baron sila factory nga tinghin og tela or we have the Starbucks, usa ka coffee shop na mupalit og coffee bean supplier. Ang purpose ani is mo-control sila sa supply chain, mas tipid sila sa cost and efficient ilang production. Okay, next, the conglomerate combination. Mo na siyang companies nga gikuyog nga unrelated sila no, for diversification. Example, isa ka food company baron nga mupalit og insurance company. Laylay sila PIB. Pero isa lang ilahang parent company. Last, the circular combination, medyo unique ni. It's when companies deal with similar customers no or use similar marketing pero dili related ilang products. Example, ang isa ka company kay tighimo og toothpaste. Nya, nakig-merge sila sa company nga tighimo og shampoo. Pareho sila na target market. Kay nya same pa jud nga kuan nga mapalit na sa grocery stores ng mga products no. The purpose behind this is para shared ilang resources, na sila marketing advantage and access to common customers. Okay? So, with possible structures of business combinations, we have one business becomes a subsidiary of another, or shall we refer to the stock acquisition. We also have the two entities are legally merged into one entity. Third, we have the one entity transfers its net assets to another entity. or the acquisition of net asset. We also have an entity's owners transfer their equity interest to the owners of another entity. Two or more entities transfer their net assets, or the owners transfers their equity interest to a newly formed entity. And muna itong gitawag na roll-up or put-together transaction. And lastly, a group of former owners of one entity obtains control of a combined entity. But for our discussion, we will focus on the first and the third bullet. The first one is the stock acquisition, and the third one is the acquisition of net assets. So let's differentiate the two, no? When you say acquisition of net assets, it's when the acquirer acquired all or most of the net assets of the other enterprise. Dari naman sa stock acquisition, the acquirer acquires voting common stock from another enterprise. Next, sa acquisition of net assets, the acquirer must acquire 100% of the net assets of the acquiree. And it involves only when the acquiring company survives. So sa acquisition of net assets, ang parent company ra ang survive, which later on mag-prepare sa consolidated financial statements. Sa stock acquisition, the acquirer must obtain control by purchasing more than 50% of the voting common stock. So sa itong previous discussion, we have the investment in associate, no? So it's at least 20%. So kanina naman said, it has to be more than 50% para na siya control ang parent company to another entity. On stock acquisition, ang nakalahian ni both the parent and the subsidiary survives. So they can keep their own separated financial statements. And still, mag-combine gyapon silang financial statements which should be prepared by the parent company. Okay, here. When you say acquisition of net assets, we have two classifications. The statutory merger, it's when X company and Y company mag-combine, ending either si Y or si X lang ba ang ma-survive or si Y company. And the other classification, the statutory consolidation, they form another entity, no? So si X and Y company mag-combine, they form Z company. So the asset, actually guys, lahi ang acquisition of net assets and asset acquisition. So let's differentiate. So asset acquisition, it reflects the acquisition by one firm of assets and possibly liabilities of another firm, but not its assets. So di man siya scope sa PFRS 3. So we will not go deeper on that. So ang kanin kong asset acquisition, gamay lang na assets, not all, di ba? I mentioned earlier na with acquisition of net assets, all or most of assets, but kani siya, pili lang. And, okay, so our favorite part, we're going to prepare journal entries for statutory merger and our stock acquisition. So take time to read the problem. And wala ko tablet, guys. Actually, sinuwat na lang ni Daan. But I'm gonna explain or show you how, say now sa itong journal entries. Okay? So let's start first with our net acquisition. So it's indicated there on say classification niya. It's the statutory merger. Okay? So this one. So acquisition of net assets. Below, okay, here. When you say acquisition of net assets, ang debit jud ana is ang assets, then ang i-credit is liabilities and consideration transferred. mo na timaan na nato sa acquisition of net assets.